So here we go. I finally see what's going on with trading paints. It's downloading, of course, right when you don't want it to. It's going to say, well, you know, we're downloading this update. We'll get it at some point. But no matter what, we are going to fire off Heat Race number 1 of the DOB 360 Sprint Car Series, race number 2. Now remember, unlike previous seasons, race number 2 is now its own championship in the DOB. So race number 1 right now, your points leader, Joshua Steinke. But for the race number 2 championship, everything is up for grabs. So we're going to check this out here. We're waiting on Alex Bergeron, see if he gets loaded in. Final car in the field. There he is. So we're going to start rolling here momentarily. On the pole, Heat Race number 1, Matthew Williams in the 13. To his outside, it is the 71 of John Lepresto. The 027 of Jacob Fields inside row number 2 with Jason Nygaard in the 22 to his outside. Bruce Jones in the 30 and the 140 of Christopher Taggett, row number 3. Corey Day and Mason Hannigan make up row number 4. And tail in Charlie in the 16, Alex Bergeron, your current world champion. Mr. Bergeron had the most wins of any driver last season in the 360 competition with 6 wins to his credit out of the 24. Wasn't a full-time driver in the series. But like we said, he did take home the World of Outlaws iRacing Sprint Car Championship. So watch for him to come forward quickly. We're going green for 10 laps. Matthew Williams, John Lepresto on the front row, ladies and gentlemen. We're going with race number 2. Great start for Williams in Heat 1. To the inside goes Lepresto, looking to get around the 027 of Jacob Fields, Nygaard, quick qualifier, currently running 3rd, trying to make his way through. Bergeron, a little bit of contact there with the Papa John's machine. He is up to 5th. Using that slider line, really leaning on that cushion in the center of the corner. He needs one more position to find his way into the A main here tonight. Nygaard racing hard there for 2nd spot. The 27 of Fields sliding up behind the 13 of Williams. Contact now between Lepresto and Fields. That's going to put him in reaching distance of Alex Bergeron. He smells blood in the water. Bergeron looking to make a move all the way up at the wall and diving down. And he will take 4th spot, move him into the transfer spot, but we got a race for the lead. Nygaard with the slider. Williams going to pull the over-under down the backstretch. Give the lead back to the 13, but Nygaard's not going to give up. He's going to duck to the bottom here off of 4 and totally disappear and reappear into turn 1 as your race leader. Williams once again to the bottom, trying to get the race lead back. Here he comes. Nygaard over under once more. These guys having a great race for the lead here in Heat Race number 1. This is why we like watching the DOB, because there's always great racing action at any portion of the track. Lepresto now hunting these guys down. They're doing battle and costing themselves time, and he is reeling them in. Williams and Nygaard still trading sliders. Bergeron coming forward to the back bumper of Lepresto as well. Nygaard now able to take the lead into turn one. Williams going to try to use the middle there coming out of two. Unable to make it happen. Quick qualifier. Nygaard going to look at the white flag this time. Williams trying to do what he can. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the race for the pole of the A main. You can see all four of those guys. You can throw a blanket over them. Here comes Lepresto to the bottom, trying to make a move on Williams. Bergeron down there too. Jason Nygaard's going to take heat race number one. Matthew Williams, John Lepresto, Alex Bergeron making his way into the top four. Bruce Jones in fifth and Mason Hannigan in sixth, making their way to the B main. Rapala calling out, with DW retiring, I think AJ would make a great replacement. You know what? I don't know about that, but I'd take his salary. Any day of the week, brother, I'll take it. Heat race number 2 booting up now. Peyton Grease calling out in the Facebook chat that he qualified 9th. Maybe a little surprised about that, I think is the idea that he's given there. Heat race number 2 rolling off now on the pole in the 82. It is Dustin Griffiths. And outside of him in the 696, Brian Heisler. Justin Thomas in the 9, inside row 2. With the 79 of Billy Rowley to his outside. Second quick qualifier here in race number 2. We saw that charge he had from the D main of race number 1 after an issue on his initial start in the heat race. Let's see if he can make his way into this race through the heat this time. Row number 3 is made up of the 34 of Ryan Pace and the 91 of Ernie Williams. John Lowe and Jeff Flaro in row number 4. And Austin Carr rounding out your field. Ladies and gentlemen, you have got one heck of a quick heat right here. This is going to be a good race. 10 laps the distance. We are taking 4 to the A main. Craig Dunn wishing luck to the drivers in the chat. We're going to go green this time for 10 laps. Dustin Griffiths, Brian Heisler going to lead them down. Green flag is out. Great start for Griffiths. Heisler, not quite what he was looking for. That backed Billy Rowley up into the clutches of Ernie Williams Jr., but Rowley now around Heisler into third spot. The real winner on that start was the 9 of Justin Thomas. We're going to check in this 3-wide battle here for the transfer spot. Heisler's got it. Williams wants it. Flaro and Pace trying to work their way into this battle. But right now, Brian Heisler doing what he needs to do to find himself in the feature for, Dustin Griffiths, the leader, into the fence off of turn number 2. That opens the door up for Justin Thomas and puts him in the reach of Billy Rowley. So your race leader has a slight mistake, and all of a sudden, the outlook at the front of this field has changed immensely. We're going to go back here. Austin Carr started last, working his way around the Heisler car, trying to find some room in there between him and Flaro. They're 3 wide through 1 and 2, holding that as well. Carr not quite able to clear Flaro. We've got a race for second as well. Billy Rowley took a look down there in 3. Unable to make it work. Williams holding off Flaro for the final transfer spot. Carr able to stay at the top of the track there. You saw Floro putting that slider on. He's going to put another one on, and Carr quickly darts to the inside, holding him off. Ooh, Floro in the fence off of 2. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. Brings Pace into the picture, who nearly slides into Carr, making his maneuver. Everybody good, though. Now the race for the final transfer spot comes down to the 91 of Williams and Austin Carr in the 13. Griffiths looking to the bottom. Billy Raleigh trying to take advantage of that to the outside. Not going to happen. Here comes Carr to the inside of Williams. 2 laps left in this race. Carr's going to take that spot. Can he hold it down? The back contact. Williams makes contact with the left rear of Austin Carr. Floro trying to take advantage. Not going to happen. Pace into the fence and is stuck. I don't see a yellow as of yet. White flag is out. Billy Raleigh has made his way around Griffiths. Griffiths with a big slider. Wow, I thought he was going to find the fence. Give Billy Raleigh second spot. Dustin Griffiths third. Austin Carr, the final transfer spot. And your race winner in the number 9, it will be Justin Thomas. Ernie Williams Jr. relegated to the B main with Jeff Floro. We know those guys got plenty of speed in them cars. Should be okay. Heat race number 3 rolling off here. Get a good look at our buddies in the infield. You know, with all the action we've been having here, I'm kind of surprised to see these guys. Look at the sour look on their faces. It's terrible. Come on. We're having fun here tonight. What's up, action? So, heat race number 3 here, rolling off. On the pole in the 47, it is Jason Randolph. And outside of him in the 98, James Tiernan. Tiernan made the feature there in race number 1 and had that contact with Justin Thomas. Took his front wing away from him. Was a struggle from that point. Kevin Hanley and Kevin Click make up row number 2. Davey Nall and Greg Boydell, row number 3. Tyler Grafton and Aaron Schaefer, row number 4. And rounding out your field in the 911, it is Michael Heileman. Ten laps the distance. The 047 of Jason Randolph, James Tiernan on the front row, gonna lead him down here. We're going green off of turn number 4. Good start there by Randolph. Tiernan able to keep pace. Kevin Click has the line on Mr. Hanley, who settles into 4th. Tiernan looking to work the inside of Randolph, unable to make anything happen right there. Hanley holding on to the final transfer position, but he feels the pressure from the car behind. That's Davey Knoll in 5th. So Hanley would really like to get a buffer there by getting around Kevin Click. Tiernan not quite as quick as Click there through turns 3 and 4. That gave Click a look on him, but now able to pull a little bit of a gap down the backstretch. Here comes Hanley looking for 3rd. He's going to slide up the track, but give Click some room. And here comes Davey Knoll. We talked about always being on the attack. You want to give yourself a little bit of a buffer there. You don't want to make one mistake and all of a sudden you're out of the transfer spot. But when you try to make a move and it's unsuccessful, all of a sudden you are in danger of losing positions. Right now, everybody utilizing the top side of the track. A couple people working that slider line, especially in 3 and 4. It's working pretty well for Jason Randolph, who's leading this race. James Tiernan keeping pretty good pace there. Everybody single file right now. Big difference than what we saw there in heat race number 2, but let's see if this thing doesn't crank up really quick here. Kevin Click on the outside. You see a little blinking from Randolph. I'm not sure if the drivers are seeing that or if that's just something that we're looking at right now. Possibility to be both. You saw a little bit of contact there with the wall. Could have just been net code. But you can see he's banging the cushion hard, and Tiernan is seeming to close that gap just a touch. 10th quicker the last lap was James Tiernan. Two laps to go in this race. Top four, pretty standard all the way through. Randolph, Tiernan, Click, and Hanley. Big gap to 5th place now. No danger there. White flag is out. Randolph has 4 more corners, and he can take heat race number 3 victory. Here we are. Jason Randolph, your winner. James Tiernan, 2nd. Kevin Click, 3rd. And Kevin Hanley rounding out your transferring drivers. Heat race number 4 gridding up here. Should be the final heat race here in race number 2. Don't think we're going to get 5 heat races. Your starting lineup. On the pole in the number 36, it is Nathan Davis. And starting to his outside in the 127, it's Stephen Hill. Peyton Grease in the 292, inside row number 2, and Dylan Workman in the 75, row number 2, outside. Schuler Brown in the 10, inside row number 3, and Taylor Howell in the 29, to his outside. And rounding out the field is Kyle Jenkins and Tyler Henselman. You know, it's kind of interesting. I don't think we've seen the main man, Mr. Chris Roberts, in this race. It's going to be a little different now that we've got a race 1 and race 2 championship. A handful of these guys are going to pick which ones they want to compete in. But we're going to cover them all. Once again, I thank everybody for joining us. Plenty of racing action to go. We've been getting excited here tonight. Like I said, this is a new thing for us here, broadcasting on iRacing. Still a work in progress. I'm learning cameras, and we still got some work to do on our graphics and overall quality of the broadcast, but I hope you're going to hang out with us and watch as it gets better. This is definitely the league to watch for sure if you like dirt racing on iRacing. We're going green this time. Nathan Davis with a great jump. Stephen Hill working the outside. You saw Workman there catching a little bit of that outside retaining wall. Didn't seem to hurt him too bad. He's going to take that spot from Peyton Grease there. Grease in 4th, going to work the slider line. Trying to find his way in front of him. Workman out of the gas there to get to the bottom. He's going to hold on to that position. That yellow car. That's the 10 of Brown working his way forward. Peyton now, final transfer spot, but under fire from the 10 of Brown. He's got Taylor Howell right there as well. Howell was very quick in that race number 1. So we know he's going to be a dangerous driver here. Taking away spots from everybody that wants him. Workman holding off Grease so far. Brown right on the back bumper of the 292. Out front, Hill taking a look at Davis. Nothing doing as of yet. Here comes Grease. Got a big slider coming, but he's not going to make it. And now that opens the door for Brown. Grease going for it. We've been talking about it all night long. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, but you've got to keep pushing the envelope here when you're talking about the DOB. Because you just can't. One mistake. If you're running fourth, you make one mistake. All of a sudden, you're running fifth. You want that extra bit of a buffer. Workman now. He's caught the back bumper of Hill. Hill still trying to work around Davis. Workman now to the outside. I don't think that's what Hill intended. He's going to try a slider. Brown's going to try a slider. 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Gives second place to Workman, and looks like third is going to go to Brown. Hill trying to fight back, unable to do anything right now. Now Peyton Grease sees the fact that he has a shot at that transfer position. Oh, Brown into the fence! He's spun. Here comes Taylor Howell looking to take advantage. Grease is now in fourth. Oh, wow, Howell just squeezed Grease out of it just a little bit. That puts Howell in the catbird seat. Final transfer position. White flag is out for Nathan Davis. He's leading this race. Second place now belonging to Dylan Workman. He's trying to catch the 36 of Davis. Not going to happen this time. But back here, final transfer position, Taylor Howell is going to take it. Wait a minute. Stephen Hill? What, did he run out of fuel? I'm a little stunned at that one. Wow. Stephen Hill there at the last second, seemingly losing power out of 4, and that gave the position to Peyton Grease. He's going to be in this race. Hill able to coast across the line in 5th, but that cost him a transfer spot right there. Howell had took advantage of that problem there for the 10 of Brown, and all of a sudden, Grease was in the spot, then he was out, and then Hill runs out of fuel, and he's back in. So the 292 going to find his way into the A main in heat race number 4, and we are on track with heat race number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, on the pole in the 6, it is Cody Olson with the 198 of Tim Ryan outside of him. Reese Wilhelm in the 15 inside row number 2, and Jeremy Zarfos in the 51 to his outside. There's Mr. Chris Roberts inside row number 3, with Sean Wallenfels to his outside in the Black Diamond Machine. And rounding out your field, row number 4 is the 31 of Scotty Edwards and the 011 of Nicholas Cheever. We did indeed have 5 heat races here. We're going to go green this time. 10 laps in heat race number 5 here. And we're off. Cody Olson, a great run off of turn number 4. He's going to have a big lead going into 1. Tim Ryan trying to make that distance up. That is Jeremy Zarfos who made his way into 3rd there. Wallenfels over the cushion. Yeah, that's a problem. We're going to back that up. Caution should be out on the race course. I don't think it is now, but you can see the problem here. Wallenfels over the cushion, slides down, makes contact with 2 race cars. Let's get back to live action. Cody Olson still in the lead. No caution out on the track. Tim Ryan in 2nd. Zarfos in 3rd. And 4th place belongs to Reese Wilhelm, but Chris Roberts is hunting him down. Roberts working that slider line. Wilhelm on the top. Zarfos is right there as well. Zarfos very good here at Knoxville. It's kind of funny. There's a race for the lead. A little bit of contact there with Tim Ryan. He put a slider on Olsen. Olsen not willing to give way. You can see that Olsen car is all out of sorts. Into the fence and into Wilhelm. Big time problems. Going to see if a caution comes out there. We're going to stay green. Tim Ryan, your race leader. Jeremy Zarfos second. Move Chris Roberts into third. And Reese Wilhelm is going to hold on to fourth. But look at that car. It's not right. That car is bent up. Fifth place, however, Nicholas Cheever is a little too far back and does not have a front wing from that contact with Sean Wallenfels. So it looks like, oh, he's toast. He got the meatball. He had to park it. Nicholas Cheever is moved now into the transfer spot with no front wing and no engine cowling. I think he feels like the luckiest man in the world right now, but I'd rather be lucky than good any day of the week. 2 laps to go for our race leader. Tim Ryan still out front. Jeremy Zarfos trying to track him down. Looking at the white flag here off of turn number 4. Going to check in with the transfer spot. Cody Olsen too far back. So it looks like that's going to be comfortably with Nicholas Cheever. So we're going to watch our race leader, Tim Ryan, bringing it down off of turn number 4. He's going to take heat race number 5 and start 5th in tonight's A main feature. Jeremy Zarfos, Chris Roberts, and Nicholas Cheever rounding out your top 4 and moving on to the A main. So, it's time for a little alphabet soup. We're not starting with the D this time. It is the C main, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of action so far here in race number 2. We've seen beating and banging. We've seen 3 wide. We've seen people running out of fuel. All kinds of things happening here. Waiting for a couple of people to load in here. And we will be green for 10 laps. Top 4 will advance to the B main here tonight. Race number 2 lobby is limited to 50, whereas race number 1 is a 60-man lobby. Everybody loaded in and started to roll, so let's talk about your starting lineup. In the 696, it is Brian Heisler, and is outside in the 911, Michael Heileman. Stephen Hill in the 127, the man who ran out of fuel that cost him in his heat race, with Sean Wallenfels, who we just saw with that big crash, to his outside. Christopher Taggett and John Lowe make up row number 3. And row 4 will actually have one driver moving up. Tyler Grafton unable to make the call for the race, so Scotty Edwards and Schuler Brown will be in row number 4. And that should bring Ryan Pace, Davey Knoll, and Adam Buchanan rounding out our field. We're going green this time. 10 laps. Top 4 advance to the the B main. C main racing coming at you here off of turn number 4. Brian Heisler's going to lead him down. He was pretty quick in that heat race, but problems bit him. We'll see what he's got right here. Brought him down real slow. Good start for Heisler. He's going to try to get to the top of the race course. Stephen Hill making the jump on the bottom. Here comes Wallenfels on the high side. He's up to 4th already. Hill trying to hold the bottom. Brown running into the back of Lowe there. 3 wide for the race lead. Contact. Heisler is into the inside wall. Stephen Hill lost a lot of positions. Caution flag is out. Let's take a look at the instant replay here. Heisler just getting out of sorts there, coming off of turn 4. Actually, might we take another look at that. Let's get the in-car camera. He's on the cushion there. I think he knows that he's got somebody on the outside through the slick, just loses a little bit. And along for the ride. So that's going to be it for Brian Heisler's night. Let's reset here. We've got Michael Heilemann now as your race leader. Sean Wallenfels in 2nd. Stephen Hill actually did catch a break there because he lost a lot of positions with that contact, but the yellow came out while he was still in 3rd place. So really good break there for him. Christopher Taggett is the man in the 4th and final transfer spot with John Lowe and Schuler Brown breathing down his neck. Yeah, Rapala, that's what we're going to work on here. This came about pretty quickly. We were able to get a ticker going so that we could check the lineup. But lap counter, track state, what race it is, we're going to work on that as we go forward. It's going to be tough here this week because we're trying to throw everything together, give you the best viewing experience that we can get. But we've got the 2 races here tonight. We've got the DOB midgets and wingless 360s tomorrow night, and then we've got the 410s on Thursday night as well. So it's going to be hard to get everything ironed out before we get through this week. But we're going to give it a good, honest shot. So we are going to go green, working lap 6. Michael Heilemann is going to lead him off of turn number 4. Like we said, top 4 will advance. Heilemann. Decent start there. Wallenfels sticking with him, though. Stephen Hill once again going to the bottom of the race course. Wallenfels a really good run off of 2. What's he going to do with it? Going to be patient right now. Try to work a lane under that cushion. Not working out for him, though. Taggett here. Coming up the back of Hill. Contact with the 27. I don't think Stephen Hill's going to like that. He's going to lose more spots. Is it broke? I think it's broke. That's it for Stephen Hill. Contact with the 140 of Christopher Taggett, taking him out of the race, and then we're 3 wide for the transfer spot behind him. Brown, Lowe, and Pace all trying to find their way into this race. Pace with the big slider has to pull out of it because he wasn't able to clear Lowe. John Lowe now, odd man out. He's got to find a way around Brown, but he's not going to do that because he found the fence. Brown now with a little bit of breathing room. Sean Wallenfels has been able to get around Michael Heilemann for the race lead. We were paying attention to that wild action there. He made his move and is not looking back. It is the white flag lap. He's taking the checkers right here. Give the win to Sean Wallenfels. 2nd place goes to Michael Heilemann. 3rd place, Christopher Taggett. And 4th place to Schuler Brown. Those guys will be moving on to the B main here. Rapala's asking when the Elbows Up podcast will be coming back. Well, that's a good question. We're going to be doing a lot of work on the mic here. I did have all this stuff taken down, man. I haven't streamed in forever, so I had to set all this stuff back up. And with the microphone set up, hey, why not podcast, right? If you don't know, the Elbows Up podcast is where Billy Raleigh and myself talk about the real sprint car racing action, along with some iRacing stuff as well. A little more controversial than we make the broadcast, though. If you've ever listened, we naturally disagree on everything under the sun, including the color of the grass. So it's fun listening when we get together for that. Here we go with the B main, 12 laps the distance. Top 4 will advance to the A. Bruce Jones on the pole in the 30. Ernie Williams Jr. to his outside in the 91. Greg Boydell in the 014 and the 21 of Tyler Henselman make up row number 2. Reese Wilhelm and the 022 of Randy Hannigan, row number 3. Jeff Flaro and Aaron Schaefer, row number 4. Kyle Jenkins and Cody Olson, row number 5. Jacob Fields and Sean Wallenfels Jr., row number 6. Michael Heileman and Christopher Taggart, row number 7. And Schuler Brown rounding out your field in 15th. Bruce Jones gonna lead him off of turn 4 and give green to the first of 12 laps. Ernie Williams Jr., we know how good he is here at Knoxville. Here we go. Jones, good jump. Contact there for third spot. Man alive. Carnage ensues. Let's watch the start once more. Looked like Boydell came across the nose there of Henselman. Took him out. Lots of problems there as well. Jacob Fields got in some of that. See if we can watch his view of all of it. Yeah, he had a flying Henselman and then found Boydell as well. Nowhere to go there for Jacob Fields. He is still on the race course. Well, that's the 3rd and 4th place starter. Both of those guys all the way to the back here. Bruce Jones is happy about that. We talked about caution flag laps counting in these heat races and B mains. So as they make revolutions around, that is more laps where he cannot be passed. With guys like Ernie Williams, Mason Hannigan, Reese Wilhelm behind you, you like laps where you don't have to worry about getting passed. So we should be going green next time by. Currently working lap 4. So we're going to get back going with 7 to go. Coming off of turn 4, Bruce Jones is going to give this race life once more. Ernie Williams trying to get a good jump. He did get a good start. More contact back in the field once again. Williams looking for the race lead here. Trying to keep an eye on that. He's going to pull a big slider on Jones into 3, and he's got a lot of space. Here comes Mason Hannigan as well. Jones got a really good run off of 4, however. He might have found something down there. He's going to try to run Williams down the track. Not going to happen this time. Williams is going to make the pass, or is he? Because the caution flag is out. See if we can get a replay of what's going on back here. See Heileman and the 221 of Kyle Jenkins. Heileman is upside down behind them. Brown and Jenkins make contact. All kinds of issues in this B main. Everybody's giving it all they got, maybe asking a little too much right now. Wallenfels was one of those drivers back there, sitting in 6th right now. I saw him in the back of the frame, making moves. Aaron Schaefer right in front of him. Both of these guys got to make something happen, because right now, Reese Wilhelm is in the final transfer spot. Bruce Jones, your race leader. That yellow came out at the right time. So, this is lap 9. And we are going green next time by. We should have good 3 laps worth of racing action here. Going to be watching that transfer battle. Top 4 move on to tonight's main event. Race number 2 coming after this one. But you got to earn your way in it. Bruce Jones, Ernie Williams Jr., Mason Hannigan. All in it right now. Reese Wilhelm, we'll see if he can hold on. Williams with the slide job for the race lead. He's going to have it off of 2. Wallenfels upside down. We are caution. Yellow is out. Wallenfels hopped the cushion into the fence and upside down. More guys catching some problems after that as well. But that is it for Mr. Wallenfels. So we're looking at Bruce Jones, who is shown in 2nd place. Ernie Williams Jr. is going to win this race under caution. Bruce Jones 2nd, Mason Hannigan 3rd, and Reese Wilhelm will come away with the final transfer position in 4th. Those 4 drivers will move on to tonight's A main. Aaron Schaefer, odd man out. Unfortunately, I'm sure he was wishing to see that stay green so he can come up with something. But he's not going to have that opportunity here tonight for race number 2. Going to have to settle for the first man to miss the A main. So it's going to be 35 laps of green flag racing action coming your way right after this race. Going to have a 2-minute warm-up. And then the DOB 360 Sprint Car Series Race 2 feature. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Elbows Up TV, the new home for the DOB and all of their wonderful series. Keep an eye on these guys here in the warm-up, get a pretty good idea of who's fast and where. Right now, Billy Rowley on the top. One of the fastest laps so far. Jason Nygaard just went P1. Kevin Click sitting 3rd. New P1 lap from Justin Thomas. Promptly taken by Ernie Williams Jr. Looks like everybody running them fast laps is on the top right now. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Old John Batista in the Facebook chat. We got some work still to do to the presentation, but we did what we could in the time that we had, and we'll keep working on it as we go forward. I appreciate that, Lauren. Yeah, see, that's the thing. For a guy like myself, I've got to make up for my no talent with the cameras and what we don't have in the presentation with a little bit of excitement. So I've got, of course, that's my style too. I always like to tell people as we watch Austin Carr, who ended the warm up with the fastest lap. As I tell people, I use a soccer reference. If you ever watch professional soccer, there's a marked difference between the announcers for English or European soccer and the announcers that you will see in a place like Mexico. Okay? So, soccer comes from Europe. They've been watching it for 170 years. It's boring to them. Everything's normal. They have everything, figured out so that they can just tell you, if something exciting happens, they're like, he didn't score, whatever, it's no big deal. But the Mexican announcers are over there, yelling the whole damn time. I'm on the Mexican soccer announcer side of the spectrum. I get excited by racing. I don't care if it's on a real race course or a virtual race course. And that excitement comes through me. And you'll probably hear throughout the week, I'll probably get more and more hoarse as we go. I'm going to have to bring out my good old trusty throat coat tea that works pretty good. Get some honey in there. But I'm glad to be back doing this, I tell you. And I wouldn't be doing it with any other league. The DOB, absolute world-class, fantastic league, and you're about to see why right here in race number 2. 35 laps on tap. Jason Nygaard and Justin Thomas, your front row. Jason Randolph, Nathan Davis, row number 2. Tim Ryan, Matthew Williams, row number 3. Billy Rowley and James Tiernan, teammates there in row number 4. Dylan Workman, Jeremy Zarfos, row number 5. John LaPresto, Dustin Griffiths, row number 6. Kevin Click and Taylor Howell, row number 7. Row 8, Chris Roberts and Alex Bergeron. Watch that 16. Watch that 16. And I tell you what, he'll be on the top early on, and then he'll be working that bottom. Austin Carr was very fast. Kevin Hanley there. Peyton Grease, Nicholas Cheever, Ernie Williams Jr., Bruce Jones, and rounding out the field is Mason Hannigan and Reese Wilhelm. Let's get back to the front of the field. Jason Nygaard's going to lead us down. He was very fast in race number 1, and he's got the pole for race 2. 35 laps. We are going green off of turn number 4, and we're going to see what this 22 has right here. Nygaard giving him green. He's got a good jump on Thomas. Nygaard to the top. Thomas to the bottom. They're 3 wide. Fighting for third spot behind him. That's Tim Ryan, Nathan Davis, and Randolph, the meat of the sandwich there. Right now, Thomas has his nose ahead of the 22. Side by side for the race lead for the full first lap. Tim Ryan trying to make his way forward as well. He's got third place now. Coming up to the back bumper of Thomas, who has relinquished the lead to Nygaard, but is not giving up by any stretch of the imagination. James Tiernan has made a few positions there. We see Billy Rowley on the top side of the course. Contact here for second. Tim Ryan trying to find his way under Justin Thomas. Thomas not giving him any room. Nathan Davis on the high side of the track is going to try to make waves on these guys, but it's not happening right now. Thomas has that wide entry going into 1. That gives Ryan room, and Ryan moves him out of the way to take that room this time. Thomas not happy with that. He's going to make contact, and it hurts himself. Justin Thomas losing some space there. He wanted to send a message, I believe, and the message, although received, was not received well. James Tiernan The man moving forward right now, he's up to 5th from 8th spot. He is fighting for Thomas there. Let's look a little farther back in the field. We talked about keeping an eye on Alex Bergeron, currently 13th, 3 wide, 4 wide now. Hanley, Roberts, and Howell all fighting for that position. Williams on the high side right in front of Bergeron. You can see Rowley as well. He's fighting up there with Click. Dylan Workman working the inside behind Zarfos. Man, every one of these drivers is just excellent quality. The track's going away, but these guys are out here working as hard as they possibly can. You can see how much Rowley is fighting that car. Williams going to try to do the over-under on him there. 3 wide down the backstretch. A little bit of contact, but those guys able to hold on to it. Here comes Bergeron. Rowley into the fence there in front of Bergeron, but he continues on. Looking at Kevin Click working a lane off the bottom, trying to get around Jeremy Zarfos. Wow, Rowley had some big contact with the fence there coming out of 2. He's really struggling with that car right now. Let's go back out front and see what's happening. Race leader on the high side, Jason Nygaard, making time on Nathan Davis. Those two, old and firm. Tim Ryan in 3rd right now. The race is for 4th, however, as James Tiernan looking to the inside of Justin Thomas, who has moved up the race course. Here comes Ernie Williams making it 3 wide down the backstretch. He's going to take 2 positions off of turn number 2. Tiernan using that berm to try and get a little bit of bite there on the bottom, but he's going to lose 2 spots. Kevin Click working the bottom. Now in the middle, you see Thomas trying to dive off the corner and get back by Williams. A little bit of contact between those cars. No harm, no foul. Here comes Bergeron, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Bergeron. He won more races in DOB 360 sprint car competition last season than anybody. And he is making his way forward here in race 2. We have been green all the way. Getting ready to take lap 14 here. Alex Bergeron is up to 6th. Now spun out! Thomas and Bergeron contact Zarfos. Rowley's in it. No caution. No caution. We are green. Zarfos missing. Well, his front wing come back. Now Zarfos is upside down. He's going to have to get off the race course for us to stay green. No front wing there for Alex Bergeron. I'm going to go back here. I want to see what happens. Thomas. God, that's those things we saw with earlier in race 1 with Grease, man. I don't really think that was anything he could do about that. It looked like Bergeron just trying to get to the bottom, went through the slick, and Thomas was just on top of him quickly. I don't know. I don't put much blame on Thomas there, even though Thomas has had a handful of contact incidents here in this race. Tim Ryan, running 3rd, has worked his way to the bottom of the race course, at least through 1 and 2. He's trying everything that he can here to make some time up on the 2nd place car of Nathan Davis. Jason Nygaard still doing exactly what he needs to do out front. Going to try to find 4th place Ernie Williams here. He has made his way forward. He started way, way back in this race. Easily the hard charger right now. Behind him in 5th, Kevin Click, still holding off James Tiernan in the 98. Tiernan working the middle of the race course, and then you got to go a long way back to Dylan Workman, who is the first car that made it through that melee there when Thomas and Bergeron made contact. Austin Carr is in that little mix right there. Right in front of him is Chris Roberts, and Taylor Howell rounds out your top 10 at this moment. Everybody spread out pretty good, but the battle up front is heating up. I do believe that Nathan Davis is reeling in your race leader. We saw this in race number 1. The top side worked really good for Nygaard, but eventually went away. Davis now is closing the gap to Nygaard, and he's going to have to do something different. But you look at the lap traffic that he's coming up on right now. 3 cars, and those are 3 fast cars as well. He's got to get around them quickly and hope that he can use them as a pick on that car of Davis. Lap 23 now. We are closing in. This race has gone green all the way. Tim Ryan with the slip there off of turn number 2. We want to stay with the race leaders and see what happens in this lap traffic. But Ernie Williams is making a move on Ryan now. Give Williams 3rd spot. Man, if Williams can catch those 2 up front, it's going to be a wild race. But I don't know if he's got time. Nygaard holding on right now. Davis. Both of those drivers working the outside of the race course. You can see him coming up on Randolph. And man, Williams is reeling him in though. Ernie Williams Jr. driving that Black Diamond machine, currently reeling in his teammate, Nathan Davis. Does he have enough time? This is the question. If you're Ernie Williams, do you want to yellow to bunch everybody up, or do you want to keep rolling the way you're doing right now? Because he's got it working, and he's going to have a shot at Davis. Davis a little bit into the fence, and that gave Ernie Williams Jr. the opportunity that he needed to make his way into 2nd place, and now he sets his sights on the race leader, Jason Nygaard. Ernie Williams climbing his way through this field, and now he's got a shot at a race win. Nygaard doing everything he possibly can. But the 91 car is now in the fence. What's going on? Both 2nd and 3rd place finding the wall. Davis is able to hold on to it the best, and he's going to get around Williams. And the man who loves this is Jason Nygaard out front. You can see how rough that cushion is. Everybody really, really struggling here. Ernie Williams has worked his way from way back. I think he started 18th. And he's trying to get back by his teammate Davis. But they've given up too much time to Nygaard. It's going to take a real big slip from Nygaard for anything to happen. Tim Ryan running 4th. 5th place belongs to Kevin Click right now. The race is for 2nd between Williams and Davis. You can see these guys battling it out. Just an unbelievable race so far. We've had plenty of action here in race 2. I told you wanted to stick around. This is the DOB at its finest right here. Williams now. Davis into the fence. He's going to have a run at him. Give that spot to Williams. This is lap 33 right here. 3 laps left in this race. Jason Nygaard needs only to hold on. No mistakes from that driver in the 22 car. And he's Justin Thomas around in front of him. Is that going to bring out a caution? No caution as of yet. 2 laps to go in this race. Nygaard out front. Williams trying to reel him in, but he just simply doesn't have time. He needs a mistake from the leader, and the leader's not made any mistakes yet. White flag this time. Lap 35. Nygaard looking at a race 2 win. He's out of fuel! Is he out of fuel? The race isn't over. Williams out of fuel? Kevin Click? He passed Williams? What is happening? Here comes James Tiernan. James Tiernan across the line. Did James Tiernan just win this race? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? James Tiernan has won race number 2. Oh my God. You have got to be kidding me. Oh, Nygaard's got to be sick. They ran out of fuel on the last lap. Nygaard and Ernie Williams and Click, they all ran out of fuel. Holy moly. James Tiernan in the 98, driving the Elbows Up Sim Sport car, has won his first DOB race. Austin Carr looks to be in second spot. I've got Dylan Workman up there as well. I need clarification if he actually finished third. I think he might have taken an extra lap. Dustin Griffiths I'm showing as fourth. He might actually be third. Oh my goodness gracious. What a finish. Holy moly. Okay. All right. Like I said, I'm not a soothsayer. But didn't I frickin' tell you that this is the best dirt racing league in the world? Did I not tell you this is the best? And you just saw it. It doesn't get any more exciting than that. Wow. Wow. Tiernan's in the Twitch chat. Let's get you in Discord, buddy. We got to talk to you. Josh Steinke talking about that was mind-blowing. It absolutely was, brother. I'd love to get to talk to you, too. I know you were probably busy. I did just have a stroke. Oh, my. I don't. What? How do you. What do you do? So we're going to try to get these guys into Discord to get some interviews going. Like we said, we just switched to Discord from well, I don't even remember what that. I'm so frazzled now. I don't even remember what the other program was. But this is unbelievable. All right, they're filing in now, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's talk to them. James Tiernan, affectionately known as Jimbo. My friend, you have just won your first DOB feature. Why don't you tell me how you feel?
I didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden, I heard my spotter call, there goes the leader. And I was wondering if it was just the leader ran out of fuel and everyone else was going. But my emotions are pretty high. Did not expect that. That is my first DOB top 3 in 360s and wing cars in general. And to get a win out of it is just, it's awesome. Really cool to do.
Well, you certainly did it in the most amazing way possible. I mean, you know, I don't think you would say that you had the fastest car. Nygaard out front, Williams in second, ran out of fuel. Kevin Click was able to get by them. What was going through your mind when you're seeing these guys dropping like flies? And were you low on fuel yourself?
I had about 2 gallons left, so I probably filled my car, which turned out to be a good thing, I guess. But I thought they were just lap down cars. I wasn't necessarily paying attention to numbers or anything. I thought they were just people kind of letting us by. But no, fuel strategy worked out perfectly. So I'm more than happy with that result.
Well, that is an excellent way to start the season right there. Race 2, you're gonna come out of this the points champion, the points leader, but more importantly, a win with the toughest dirt league that there is, and in absolutely fantastic fashion. I hope we got some clips of that, because you'll look back and I am absolutely losing my mind, and I'm sure you were as well. So congratulations, James Tiernan, winner of race 2.
Thank you, AJ. So overall, I'd like to thank Dude Wipes for a cleaner feel when you're on the wheel. Dude Wipes, they do a fantastic job sponsoring us. I got the inaugural win with my paint scheme with the Elbows Up Racing or Elbows Up TV sponsored car, so I guess that's good for us.
They're gonna think this whole thing is fixed. We fixed.
I definitely got the call. But I can't. I'm so excited. I was screaming in my room. My roommate probably thought I was dying, but no, it's just awesome to be out here, be racing against the competition I am, and be able to finish first is just, it's cool. So I'm very happy with it.
There you have it, James Tiernan, your winner of race number 2. We've got 2 other guys to talk to here. And actually, I'm not sure who finished where. So what I want to do here, Dylan Workman, my friend, I showed you as number 1 at the finish there. I think maybe you went an extra lap. Did you end up second or third?
I ended up third out of that. I was not expecting that finish at all. That was totally insane. I guess a lot of people should. I think that just proved to shorts themselves on fuel that race.
And that's something that we've not really seen with DOB. I mean, yeah, you can see cautions and sometimes cautions doesn't take the amount of fuel that you see on a green to checkered race like we saw there, and the top was still so good that Steinke points out that seems to be what really cost some guys that fuel. I mean, where were you actually running there before everybody started dropping in front of you?
I was running the middle of the bottom like I normally do. Like I said, I just started seeing cars to the inside just dropping like flies. Like, what the heck is going on? And then it was just.
Yeah, that's got to feel pretty good for you. We saw you in race number 1 have a very fast car and really end up with some unfortunate luck. So here in race number 2 to come away with a top 3 finish in the first race of the race 2 season, got to feel pretty good and make you look forward to going forward in this league with the 12 races or 11 races that are still to come.
Oh, for sure. I've been in this league for a long time, as you know. This is easily the toughest league to run in. But it was just a usual track that you would expect for this league, and you just got to prepare how to drive your car mainly in the slick. Austin probably has the most experience driving through the slick with his late model program there. I mean, he is a really good driver in both the late model and sprint car. Otherwise, this is a great start to the year.
You definitely earned it. I called it earlier, one of the most underrated drivers on the sim right here, and he got the finish that made it worthwhile. So congratulations, Dylan. I want to go ahead and get Austin in here as well, our second place finisher. Austin, you started way back in this thing, but you were able to make your way forward, and before you know it, you end up on the podium, my friend. How's it feel?
I mean, it feels pretty good. I mean, I was just eating my cheeseburgers and just riding to the slick there, and I seen old Workman in the middle right there, and I was like, man, I gotta do something. I was stuck behind Chris for a long time, and I just had to move around, and I wish I would have found that upper bottom right there a little bit faster, man, because we were digging there. I was hoping for a caution, but I guess in the end it didn't really matter. Sometimes it's running the bottom, being smooth like that, and not being up there piss pounding the top and burning off your gas. I guess sometimes it'll work out and you get good finishes out of it.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. You get the level-headed guy making all the right moves through the field like that, and all of a sudden, you don't have to be overly aggressive and find yourself in the wall, and you put yourself into second place. But we know you had a very fast car. And with the DOB, it's always tough to get through the heats, and you run into a little bit of trouble, but you're able to dig yourself out, and it's got to feel good and a good sign for the season to come, right?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got set behind the 8 ball. Like, I was waiting and qualifying to go, and then when I went out to go make my qualifying lap, I had a 486 in, and I was like, oh god. So then I went out there to go and qualify, and I'm coming out of 3 and 4, and it switches over to Heat 1. I just was devastated.
Oh.
So that had me start last in the heat, and luckily I got up in there into the transfer spot because I got some food, and then for the I come back, and it's already time to go to the feature. I'm like, Jesus Christ! So I was eating my French fries and my burgers as I was driving, and I mean that was a task in itself. So I mean it was fun, and just the level of competition here is second to none. And I mean, I'm kind of a field filler when it comes to these things, and just getting back in here and having fun with all these guys is just awesome.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did I see that you just earned a pro license for dirt racing on iRacing?
That was actually a troll post.
Oh no, you got me. Oh no.
Because
Well, but
I've had that since last year.
well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm a nobody, man.
he-
See, like nobody knows who I am.
he's got the pro license, and you can tell. See, you hurt a lot of people's feelings. I've been talking about how great the DOB is, but here you are talking about you ended up running second in a race where you were eating a cheeseburger and fries. So I mean, that just tells you how good these drivers are. One-handed eating dinner, and they're still running on the podium. So congratulations, Austin. We hope to see you do even better in the future.
Yeah, man. Chris puts on a good program, so we'll be back here, and I just gotta thank everybody at Black Diamond for what they do, man. They had the set rolling tonight, and all of them were running up front. And I feel bad for Ernie, man. He was freaking digging. And then they all ran out of gas, but I guess other people's misfortunes is better for me.
Well, it worked out tonight. There you have it, everybody. Your winner, race number 2, James Tiernan. Austin Carr and Dylan Workman coming in right behind him. An exciting, amazing race. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. We saw the 22 of Nygaard lead the whole thing. And then Ernie Williams Jr. coming from nearly 20th on the grid all the way up to second. All of these guys running out of fuel. And those guys coming through and getting the finish at